I'm going to do a little bit of polishing on this. I did some last night. I had the lights from over the garage door. I got some bright lights up there for doing work outside. I like that one up there, and there's another one on the other end. Anyway, this was really hazy and it was waxed, but I don't know if you can see this reflection over here. It's pretty good right now. I power buffed that with some compound last night, and I did this side a little bit by hand without the buffer because the big buffer is too big for this. Can't use it on that, and I actually ordered a set of pads that you can use on a drill. I'm going to try those, and if I can't use them, then I go ahead and buy the small buffer that uses 2 and 3 inch pads. But it's pretty expensive to buy that little buffer. They don't have a cheap one, so I'm going to try the drill since I don't need it very much. This side here, I don't know if you can see the reflection out there. It's not all that shiny. The trunk is even worse. See the back of the trunk, there's just almost, you can see some light reflecting off of it, but no detail at all. So I am going to take some of this stuff off of it and then just power buff this thing right now, just lightly, and show what that'll do to it. Because the clear paint on it is still good. The gold paint underneath is kind of damaged. Can't do anything about that. It's 30 years old. It's going to show some wear. So the only way to fix it completely is to repaint it. And this thing here, we're not getting real good light on it, but the back of this seat, the front of it is in perfect condition. There's some speckles from the buffer last night that'll wipe off. This is all perfect and soft, but this back here is not. It's damaged from the sun, and I ordered some material. I'm going to try to fix this. I don't know if it's going to be good to try to sew it back onto the front piece or to just copy this piece here and just attach it right over this. I ordered some all-weather outdoor brown vinyl on Amazon and some thread, this dark brown thread that is made for outdoor sewing as well. And I got a sewing machine, but I don't use it. I don't really know that machine very well, but I got a friend who is very, very good with sewing, and I'm going to see if I can get her to take care of this for me. Well, there's our bright hazy shine. I'm going to go on ahead and take those racks off of there and show you what will happen with the power buffer. Got those pieces off. I'm going to take that buffer down there, put a little bit of water on it. I used it last night. It just has a little bit of dry rubbing compound on it. So I'm just going to put a little bit of water on that. Still use the same compound. Let that soak in for a minute. Now, I don't work in a body shop, never did, but I'm familiar with it, and I got my way of doing things. If I had that small buffer that I'm waiting for, this would be a lot easier to get close to things that I got to stay away from, like any of this plastic, any trim, the edges, the corners of everything. Have to stay away from all of that. Have to do that very carefully by hand. Can't do that with the power buffer. This is just whatever brand this is. It's let's see, where are we at here? I was talking while I was wiping the dust off of this. Anyway, this is just this particular brand of ultra cutting cream. Any fast cutting rubbing compound It's what you want for your first job. You can do it by hand. I'll do some. I'll do a little bit by hand just to show that you can do that. I don't know how well you can hear this, but it's making a scratching, sandy sound, and that's normal. You just press real hard with your fingers or the palm of your hand, the heel of your hand, and that scratchy sound will get smooth. Once it starts getting smooth, then it's polishing. It's done cutting and it's starting to polish. And this is how you have to work the areas that you can't get to with the power buffer. I could do this part with a power buffer, but I just want to show what happens when you do it like this. And take a dry one. And I think we're seeing a difference there. I'm going to go on ahead and use the machine on it. First, I'm going to take it out here and just sling all of this water off of it. It's no longer plugged in. It was plugged in, it has a delay. I forgot about it. Put a little bit on there like that. I'm going to do this bottom panel either by hand or wait until that smaller buffer gets here. Well, I'm a little shy right in here. Needs a little more. I'm just going to put a dab of water on this buffing pad. Probably don't need any more cream on it, but I'm going to put just a touch anyway. Keep the sweat out of my eyes, it'd be a little easier to see. Anyway, I'm not going to do the whole trunk on camera. I'm just going to show what happens with that power buffer and some cutting cream. We used to just call it rubbing compound or polishing compound. Now they call it cutting cream. And we'll put a dab of wax on it. Just for the video, we'll put just a little spot of wax on it. You're really not supposed to be doing this outside because you cannot see. You're blinded by the sun outside because you got to have lights shining on this thing at different angles so that you can see where you're at and what you're doing. For painting, for body work, all of that. Painting outside is really, it's okay for trailers and rough stuff, but do we see a difference? All right. Going to go over some stuff I got for polishing this thing. Got some new products on the floor here. This is the new product. These are just a couple of small 4-inch grinders I got. This one, the Makita, it's probably a little stronger, definitely a higher quality than the Chicago Electric from Harbor. Great, but I bought this cheap extra one so I can have a quick change with a different type of grinding wheel. This one's a rigid grinding wheel. This one has these flaps of sandpaper on it. But one difference that I'm noticing, I don't know if I can see this out here, I don't have my monitor hooked up. One thing I'm noticing, I'll just tell you, in case I can't get it on video very good, is that this Harbor Freight one, the threaded shaft comes out almost to the limit or to the edge of this guard here. When the Makita doesn't, it's recessed more, it has a shorter shaft. So I don't know if that's going to help or hurt. I think as far as grinding wheels goes, it might hurt because you might, and when you're trying to grind something flat and smooth, you might start hitting it with that. But it might help with these polishing things. So I'm going to grab a screwdriver because I'm obviously going to have this At least I think I'm going to have this guard off of here. Pretty sure I will. Grab a screwdriver. Looks like this button here is probably my lock. Yeah, it locks it right there. Take my key. Get that off of there. I'm going to find out how well these fit. I just ordered this off of Amazon. It wasn't very much money. First thing I noticed, this yellow one is fluffier and softer and has longer hair. This white one has shorter hair and it seems to be a little stiffer. So I would say this one's better for the rubbing compound. This one's better for just polishing if you want to use that. I would rather just use these, and these, I don't know what these are good for. I really don't. I've never used foam. These are foam. This thing here, I assume just sticks Velcro to those for a quick release change. Looks like they all got Velcro in them. You can use this to put it on a drill. Let's see how well this sticks on here. I don't know if we need the spacer or not. Looks like you can use it with the guard on there. So you don't have to take the guard off. There's room for that. But it does fit on a small 4-inch grinder. That's $200 savings right there, because they want, I think the cheapest one I saw was $120 or something, I forgot. But most of them on Amazon were like $200, and I saw quite a few different kinds of kits, and for the little bit that I would be using it, this will work for me. Just use this power buffer here, and I'm not going to demonstrate using it because I already did that on a different part of the video with the big full-size buffer. That was just more of a unboxing video for that set there that cost, I forgot what it cost. I'm thinking, because I bought several things at the same time, I think that was around 20 bucks, 15 bucks, I don't remember. But I think it's going to work out good for that, and I'll probably go and get 1 or 2 more sets of those just to have extras. Well, I am going to show the difference, just a little contrast. That's quite a size difference between those two motors there, the buffing pad. This big one is great for large flat surfaces or large rounded surfaces. This one's great for getting into inside corners and close to the edges. You cannot get close to the edge or on the edge with a buffer. It's extremely tricky and sensitive, and you just wind up burning and getting caught on the edge and burning the paint off, and then you have to repaint. So you always stay away from the edge when you're buffing, or just get close to it, and you just have to do that by hand.